It's just like, just like, just like.
Yeah, I think like that's like low key changed my life.
What low key changed your life?
Back here at summer school.
Yeah.
Well,
Black Europe summer school. So why are you not going back with your people?
yeah, I'm gonna go back. We can.
So you want to kind of experience that again in a different.
Yeah, do like more. Cause like I think that's just like a microcosm of stuff. Like I got to meet a lot of people, but like there's still like so much. And I'm like, ooh, I just want to get in there. Like I think that was the thing that was my horizons to it. Like I think our friends everywhere.
You seen what?
I sing the praises of that program everywhere I go. Like I just go, please, you should go. Like I don't know. It was like the first time where I felt so like simultaneously like held and supported, but also challenged. It was like
You said you felt deported.
so held and supported.
Oh,
But also
supported. Okay.
challenged.
Yeah.
Like I was like I don't know. It was just so and like I got to meet so many different people. Like not really versions of myself necessarily, but like it felt like seeing lives that I didn't even know were possible, especially for Black people. Seeing like
Right.
so many Black women be so successful in so many different things, and like being from so many different places, so many different backgrounds, like researching so many different things. I was like,
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why I want to go.
yeah, we should. Okay, so it's already passed for this year, but wherever I am physically next year, because I can.
We have to spread the word of Black people in other places than America, especially now. America is.
What do you think I've been trying
This
to
is
do?
really the best time to really start. Like, think about it. You might be going somewhere and some stuff go down, and we realize, look, I'm glad Michael's already over there. We finna go that way. Like,
the thing that's exactly how it works though. Like,
what did they call it? The excavation? Wait, excommunication. What is it called? Migration.
Yeah,
The Great Migration.
Oh yeah, we love.
But is there another word for migration I'm trying to use?
Um,
When people leave in big groups of people, the great, something with an E. The great, maybe it's migration. No, for real though. Like,
is it voluntary?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Spelled,
it's
but
supposed to be voluntary, but it's almost like the position that America is putting us in is making it seem more and more like it's.
migration for people like us is always been a little.
But I'm saying presently, it's feeling more and more like it's like it's involuntary. Like if you're just an insufferable person, then maybe. But like if you want any kind of quality of life and you don't want to walk back anything that you've earned, like the lifestyle that we have now and the way we live now, like if you don't want to start walking that backwards, it feels kind of like it's involuntary. Like you should be exploring the option of leaving America. Like I think whether all Black people do it or not, they should all always feel like there is an option that you can live somewhere other than America. A lot of Black people don't even fathom the thought that there's a possibility. And so it's like, even when it comes to elections and all this, no matter what the situation is, it's just like they have this attitude of like, that's just the way it is. Just deal with it, suffer through it. And it's like, no, you don't have to stay in America. You know what I mean? And so there needs to be more of a discussion about what are the possibilities? What are the best places?
I'm trying to overseas.
You are. So you did London, and you're telling me how great that was, and that experience was. That you gonna go investigate Germany for us?
Yeah, I mean she may not be good for lunch or so. I don't know.
What were your top 3 takeaways of that experience in London?
From London.
Oh well, you just said them. Like you felt supported.
I was talking about BESS specifically that, but London I think was kind of like oh I can really do this on my own. Like not that I don't need anyone, but more that like I was in charge of my own destiny, so to speak.
Did it
Very dramatic.
did it help that there? Okay, I guess this is a 2-part question. Did it help, and was it surprising that there was such a huge Black culture there?
It wasn't surprising. I definitely knew that going in. That's like the reason I was there. And yes, it did help. I think like for me specifically, because like some people they talk about moving abroad. They really talk about that first, like, how do I make friends? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how am I? And I think for me, that just sort of came naturally in a sense because I was specifically going places around, like, be around people who I knew I would want to be around, like other
Right.
other people doing like creative endeavors, like doing this type of stuff. So that just sort of came naturally to me in a way. But I think for a lot of other people moving abroad, it doesn't. And also, like, I get a real good tickle out of it whenever, like, someone, like, talks about like, their time in Canada, like, oh, you know, they do stuff like this. I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't know that. Like, oh, like, I don't, like, when they like talk about, like, how posh British people are, like, very specific, like, white cultural moments, like, I'm like, I wouldn't know about that because I don't know any white British people.
I was with the black people.
Okay. Everybody else was black.
Yeah.
Like, because I think that's also what I felt at that. I was talking to my friend about this. One of my big sisters.
Slow down. You're talking so fast.
I know, this is so excited. But I was talking to her and I was like, being here, I was like, I don't know, people like to think of like diversity in very strict terms, like racial diversity. But I was like, just being at BESS was like literally one of the most diverse rooms I've ever been.
Are you saying best?
BESS. BESS. Black Europe Summer School.
Black Europe Summer School. BESS. Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And I was talking to her, and I was like, this experience has kind of made me realize, like, I can do everything black. Like, I can be as diverse, I can do all the different things, and it can all be black, and it'll be just as, if not more, enriching and special and different and challenging in all these other ways. And she was like, she was like, yeah, everything like that. Like, it was just like stuff that like I never really conceived of, because I think, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of people try to make blackness one thing or like one specific experience that is usually rooted in struggle in particular. But I think meeting so many people with different experiences of blackness and also just like definitions of what blackness is and like how it's different, like how it moves, how it's like, and like the kind of conflicts that come from that, but also like the beauties that come from that, because like still being able to connect. It was like, okay, so
what I find interesting about all of that you just said, what it makes me wonder about is how I'm experiencing the opposite. And I'm wondering, is that a Black American thing that I'm experiencing? Because in my mind, it is. In my mind, I feel like if I went abroad, I wouldn't have these same experiences that I'm having coming back, how I was so only wanted to be around black people, only wanted to work with black people, wanted black, black, black. And now this experience that I've had in Dallas, in these black spaces, in these black jobs, and now it's like making me feel like, wow, I was actually happier and I resonated more with the white people I work with in West Texas. And so that leaves me conflicted because I'm like, damn, I wanted so badly to be in these spaces with black people after coming from these spaces with these white people. And it feels like I feel rejected. I feel misunderstood. I feel not supported. I feel like the weirdo. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I don't think that would happen in Black British or Black. I don't know. Is this an American thing or is this a Treika thing?
I don't think it's only like, I don't know. It's a very multi-layered conversation.
Black Americans are very different from Americans abroad. Like they're very similar, is what you discovered. But the conditioning, like, do you feel like overseas they have more aspiration? They have more dream. Like, does it feel more achievable, or is it?
It's very complicated because there are a lot of different like clashing histories, especially like depending on what country you're talking about. Like if you're talking about Black France versus Black UK versus Black Netherlands, like they all have different histories that kind of shape like their aspirations, their goals, like social mobility, that sort of thing. Because I get what you're talking about, like Black Americanness being very
Ghetto.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
A lot of that is
Wait, every time I say the word ghetto, God, and I'm gonna get your ass right now for this. We have to get you on your black movie list.
I know.
Because I'm about to say something from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Mm-hmm. You know about The Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence? Mm-hmm. Well, he's a playboy. And he's always doing women all wrong, right? And this is what him and his boys do. I can get this one, I can get this one. So they meet Lynn Whitfield, and she's this beautiful, gorgeous, rich woman, and she's like not giving him the time of day, and he's just constantly bothering her. And so she finally gets him the chance, and he dogs her ass out or whatever. So she started getting him back. But anyway, she rolled up on him in his mama's house and threw a brick through his window or whatever. She's in her clean clothes or whatever, and he come out, and his mom was like coming off the porch, and she's like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. She's like, oh, and her real proper, she's like, oh, you better watch your son. And she was driving off, living in this ghetto. So every time you hear me say, living in this ghetto, that's where I got it from. Okay, so the conception of black people being ghetto.
Well, because, okay, I think Black Americanness and self-emancipation is very tied sometimes to, like, capitalist achievement and social mobility. And I think in some ways that is very flattening of not just our history, but I think it's because, like...
Well, do you think black people calling black people ghetto is a different thing from white ghetto? Because when I say ghetto as a black person, I'm not talking about what you just described. I'm talking about from my experience, you just don't want to do better. You want to live a certain way because you can. Like you just choose. You choose to be messy. You choose to be dirty. You choose not to try. You choose to, you know what I mean? That's what I mean by ghetto. Now, of course, when somebody else of another race says ghetto, they're implying those constitutional, those, what'd you just say?
Like,
social, yeah.
I don't know if that's what white people are thinking when they call us ghetto.
I think when white people call us ghetto, they mean basically nigger.
Yeah, basically.
When I call a black person ghetto, I don't mean that. I mean your ass is being ghetto and you just ain't for lack of a better word, you just being. It sums up a whole lot of stuff you're doing. But you get what I mean?
I kind of like proud of like a situation.
Yeah.
Like that's not. How do I say? I think there are many different like steps to like black.
Because I'm ghetto too at times. Don't get it twisted. And that's why I can use it in that way. I say it that way because don't get me wrong. I have my ghetto times. I'll sit up in here a day or two and not shower. Because I'm not going nowhere and be like, ooh, bitch, you is ghetto. I mean, you know what I mean? Like.
That actually, specific aside, is actually very funny to me. Because I had a distinct memory, very small memory. But I was talking to my friend. I can't remember. I think she's Central African, but she's Swiss. She grew up Swiss, and she was talking about how like for a lot of like Black Americans, we pride a lot of like cleanliness.
Yeah.
And like being like, oh, I shower this much. I do like a lot of like we pride cleanliness in a very specific way, whereas a lot of like people from her community is a little bit different in terms of like uses of water. Like for us. It's sort of like this proof, like, yes, we have access to cleanliness. We have access to water. We have access
like dandyism.
Yeah. Whereas for them, it's more of like, at least coming from her, the way
not
she
wasteful.
Yes, like a scarcity background of like, why would you be excessive? Like you use what you need.
It's like we're trying to put on a uniform of what acceptable is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, white people get cleaned up. Guess what? I'm super clean.
It's sort of like, yeah, kind of like.
When in reality it couldn't be further from the truth. That doesn't mean.
But then also, like in Brazil, like Brazilians are known for taking like multiple showers a day, showers all the time, and like it's like very interesting ideas about like hygiene and what that means. But what was the original question?
Wait, but could that be ancestral? Because they say those other folks were uncivilized and we taught them.
Today.
So it's like, is that really us trying to perform something, or is that our DNA remembering something?
It can be both, I think.
But does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like maybe we're extra clean because we've always been extra clean, and that's just, and then they try to make
whether or not we actually are clean, and more about the perception that we want others to see.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying, because we're extra clean. Well, I can't speak for everybody, even when nobody's watching. You know what I mean? Like my example of maybe not taking a shower a day or two, that's not something that happens all the time, and that's something that's not, you know what I mean? So it's not like.
They're like, oh yeah, I don't wash my legs in the shower.
Yeah, but that was like a running joke for me. Like if I miss a day taking a shower, it's like your ass being ghetto. Like we don't do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, and nobody's watching me, and I'm still gonna make sure I wash my ass every day. You know what I mean?
It just feels good.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, and for some people, for you to have to tell somebody to bathe, that means they feel comfortable not bathing. So, anyway, that's okay. We went somewhere else with that, but I don't know. So I guess I'm just waiting on you to report back
Surprised or shocked about. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because you asked me a question like 10 minutes ago.
about the bathing. We were
Different
talking about
perceptions.
ghetto. We were talking about ghetto
And I think
in
that's
America
the
versus
thing
ghetto
I was
abroad.
surprised or shocked about.
Oh, anything you were surprised or shocked at about Europe, Black Europe? You're surprised about not having no washer and dryer and no AC.
I have a washer.
No
No
AC.
dryer.
Washer, no dryer. That
You know,
felt
sometimes I kind of miss that shit, which is crazy.
kind of cool to me.
I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was annoying when you wanted to wear something that you forgot to hang up, but
It's almost like the amount of luxuries we have
It's
takes
easy
away
now.
from, like, even how easy my life is now and simple my life is now. Like, if that were just a way of life, that would take up some more time in my day, but in a meaningful way versus like,
there's
oh,
friction
shit.
in our lives anymore.
There's no what?
There's no friction in our lives.
Yeah.
It's like incredibly boring.
Right.
And it makes people incredibly boring.
Yeah.
Because now they no longer know how to have conversations. They don't know how to disagree with people. They don't know how to like do anything really because it's just like, how can we streamline this? I'm like,
Right. You don't have to streamline life, existence. Yes. Exactly. How to you know what? Because I feel like they think somebody has to do the work, right? And so for years you got free labor and slavery, and then you got the people where no matter what color they were, that they were going to have to do the work. And so now times have changed, and it's like, well, now you can't force them to be slaves, and you can't force everybody to work. So it's like, who's going to do all this work? We got to figure out more effective ways to get the work done because they ain't going for just being the workers no more. So it's like, I don't know. I yearn for more simplicity, but in a luxurious way. You know what I mean? I want stuff, like everything in my life is reverting back to more simple. Like I'm down to like where I wear basic uniform colored clothes. It helps my nervous system, like minimalizing the house, removing stuff less as possible. Everything that I think is extra, extra beautiful, I want, but if it doesn't serve a purpose and I don't love it, like get rid of it. You know what I mean? And I'm finding that to calm my nervous system. Like the busyness and the extra is irritating to me because so everything has an intention. And that way, when I am in my lonely, quiet spaces, there's a story that plays in my head from everything. If I look down at my clothes, I know that was intentional. And that reminds me of my intention of being at peace. And that reminds me to deliberately, you know what I mean? So, you go out there, girl, to Germany and to Timbuktu and Madagascar. Madagascar, is that how you say it? Madagascar. You know, when that movie first came out years ago, I didn't realize that was a real place. That's how behind I was. Yeah. All right. We'll see where you land. Because the irony of the situation, like I was just saying before about what's going on in America, you very well might be going to blaze a path for the rest of the family. Somewhere to, like, options. At least you can report back, okay.
I don't know anybody that has trouble too, except for you.
Girl, please. I can get anybody to do anything. So if I decide I'm coming, that means we coming. When I say I'm coming, that means we's coming. But that's because I can convey the message and really.
I was meaning to ask you about Jameer being German. You were just over there.
Girl, I forgot. Yes, he's German.
Because if he can get a passport, that's
His name is Schmeiser.
yeah. Like,
He is German.
But in terms of like paperwork, like who
That could help us get into the country, having a child that's German.
It won't connect to me.
Oh.
It might help Asia.
Yeah, my son is German.
Yeah, because like he'll be able to like it would still be really important for him to have no matter what. As many passports as you can get.
We might need to start working on him spelling that name now. Schmeiser.
We really should we should really check on that, like passport if that's possible. Yeah. It depends on how, like, if it's too far back, it won't apply, but if it's not too far back,
yeah.
Even a little bit less. Because that's an EU passport.
I mean, like, I wouldn't even be opposed to, like, renting out the house a year or two and moving abroad to just see, you know. Mm-hmm. One thing I do know is this ain't it. So it's like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm never. Like, I'm willing to go look other places and be more open to try. I just want to be somewhere where the governing body.
Or if I go outside to go to a little day party or go to a
right.
Party, I have to worry about somebody getting to fight, boom, 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 all day.
Well, that's the big question. Where on the globe is there a governing body where those people actually have morals and values and care about the people, where you can build a community and a life?
Well, it is.
Because we know fucking all governments are corrupt.
It's in decline everywhere. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So that's the mission, is where, I mean, if it exists, but that's the whole fucking thing, it doesn't. So y'all's generation, with the help of us, have to make an active effort to create it. It doesn't, like, this is madness that we can't just live. And that sounds like a colloquialism, but it's not. Was that right? You said that, colloquialism? I feel like it was. I feel like it was. That's crazy. And I'm not okay with just accepting it. Like, okay, I know I seem like the weird person always throwing out stuff, but somebody gotta have a vision. Like, I believe it's possible, and I believe there are so many people capable of doing it. I believe that nobody just wants to stand up to the people who are in the way of the people who can do it. I do believe that there are people with moral values and who mean well for the people, but they cannot make their way to the places. They cannot make their way to the places where they can actually make a difference. But how do we do that? How do we make way? And I feel like the only way we can do that is to just do away with this other system entirely. Like, we keep focusing on trying to change the government, trying to change the system, trying to get within it. Let it be what it is. Let it. Why is it so hard to say let them have that system, and we just start an entirely new party, a new system, and like that system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. And why are we continuously 400 years later, still, well, if we can get in there, if we can get this many seats in there, if we could get this person, that's not the fucking solution. And how does all this education how do they not see that? How do all these educated people keep getting in these places and on these news stations and on these podcasts and in these businesses and in these corporations telling us if we could just get another seat in the Senate, if we could just get another president, if we could just, how is that not computing?
I wouldn't say that they're not aware of this. Like, honestly, if you go to, like, any, like, in my program, in the classes I was in, like, MAs and PhDs, we kind of all know that, and you kind of, you don't talk around it necessarily, but you talk about it and you're like, yep.
You said the key right there.
It's really just the open secret. Like, yeah, we know, but what do we do? I don't know. Like, even, like, I talk about, like,
oh my God, I'm going to take you everywhere with me. You talk about it's the open secret. I'm the one out loud saying it, and everybody's looking at me like, she's crazy. I'm the only one yelling it around, and people are looking at me like no. How do all these educated people keep doing this same shit? And I'm sitting here telling you, like, you must not be, and it's hard for me because you're a person in that lane. Like, you're in school and you got all these degrees and you're going that route. But I'm sitting here in real life and real person seeing people with these degrees and they're dummies. Micah, come on.
It's not, no, I mean, okay, yeah, but I think it's more of like, you're attributing to them some lack of intelligence, and really it's not a lack of intelligence, it's like, they know.
Well, that's what I'm saying, it's one or the other, and I want them to fucking say, it's one or the other. You're either stupid as fuck, or you're purposely you're the bourgeoisie.
Complicit.
You're complicit because there's no way you can be both. Either that fucking education proved that they educated you to not know any better and they educate, or what I like to say is you went through all of that education and you saw that that's not the answer, but you refuse to say that because that will somehow make you think, oh shit, I just did all that for nothing. If you don't apply it.
I think it's kind of like just in like systems and individuals, because it's kind of like even how you tell me, like sometimes when I'm like in my social justice bag and you're like you need to know, like, you know, take care of yourself,
right?
Those things, like it kind of at certain point becomes a decision between like what can I do and what is feasible for me. Like I think a lot of people who do the good work, they just get tired. They kill themselves. They get killed.
Yes.
Tired.
But the reason why they're so tired is because they bump up against people like that who know better, and they still push you out and still make you think you're crazy, and then they still, because Black people have gotten into these positions and taken on this seat of they don't want you to catch up to them. They don't want you in this room without this or that. Like if you didn't go to college, you don't have a degree. So even though I can see you can do the job or you know just as much as I do, I don't want you in the room because I want to feel better than you. If we let people who don't have degrees in these same positions, in these same seats now, I no longer feel better than you for having a degree. So what good is my degree? Versus who can do the fucking job and who has the passion and who really wants to be here and do it.
It's really difficult because I think there are a lot of the small, like, more grassroots organizations or small organizations that are taking on some of the burden of like these institutional failures. Like even in my project.
Oh, I like that. Institutional failures.
Like a lot of the organizations that I'm looking at, they're very aware that that the state is failing their communities.
Okay.
And
that gives me hope.
Sort of becomes this, but it's really difficult because they're still trying to do both. Because like it's like, okay, we realize the state's failing my community still needs these things. How am I going to provide these things for them? I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna find funding wherever I can do it. I'm gonna work 2 jobs. I'm gonna be doing my regular job to make ends meet, and then also do this at the same time. And it's an insurmountable. It's a huge undertaking, and it's a lot of work. And also it's just really hard because like kind of like I said, a lot of especially like Black women in these spaces literally work themselves to death again and again and again. So it's like it's not that we're not aware, it's not that there aren't people trying. It's just it's a hard pin to push.
I do question that though. Because everybody looks like they're trying. Everybody looks like you just said, these Black women in these spaces, and I'm not discounting because of course there are some, but I'm saying the mass majority of them who we see that look like.
But I'm not talking about the ones that like you see like the Rocket or the people who really like make it big, and like I'm not talking about the people that you don't see, like you never see them.
But that's what I'm saying. Why does a Jasmine Crockett have the platform versus those people who really?
Because she's learned when and where to position. She knows what she like. It's a kind of dual, almost two-facedness.
Yes, that's the point.
Yeah.
And so they get there, and then they hold the wall up for other people because it's like, I'm already complicit. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna. And so we keep hitting this wall. So where's the discussion of, because when it comes to education, what is education really? It's studying, it's reading, and it's applying the knowledge. Mm-hmm. So if I have spent 10, 15, 20 years studying.
An important part of education was also your peers and like.
Correct. Yeah.
Because like that's, because I think sometimes about that myself, about like what is my degree even? What did I physically like literally do? I read a lot of books and I wrote a lot of papers on it. But what makes those?
What makes that difference? What makes that valid versus me, who has spent 20 years reading a lot of papers, reading a lot of books, doing a lot of studying, applying the knowledge? So why am I less educated than you? Other than the fact that the schools gave you education from these systems that we're fighting, and I purposely chose the information and went and sought out the information that I wanted to be educated on.
It's one about the like accreditation, the system saying like this is who I can't get a degree to. But what I was trying to get at is that like even though I was doing all of these things, I wasn't doing all of these things in isolation or like perpetuity, where I was just like me sitting down reading a bunch of books. It was because my classes were really just talking, like for 3 hours, talking to my peers, talking to my classmates,
Right.
getting feedback on your papers.
Right.
So a really big part of it is not just like collecting, like hoarding a bunch of information. It's sort of seeing, like putting that information in practice with other people and like
Right.
those types of intersections and tensions about like your work.
Right.
Oh, there's this one paper I wrote. But like the feedback I got on it, it wasn't like bad, but I was just like, like I think that that's also one of like my biggest like not downfalls, but I guess biggest issues I think when it comes to like my intellectual work, because I don't take criticism very well at all, because I'm used to being
No,
perfect at everything.
you don't take criticism well.
Listen, who do I get it from?
Oh my gosh, me and Eric laugh all the time. Do you remember the time me, you, Evan, and Deja were in the truck? I don't remember what we were fighting about. And me and you were debating about something, and you were getting so pissed at me. Do you remember? Eric was like, she don't want to hear from you. Okay, continue.
Anyway.
God, yes, she admitted that.
But you don't either. That's the thing.
I do. That is a misconception. I'm just generally always right.
Like mother, like daughter. There you go.
But do you get what I'm saying?
No.
People do have the perception that she just wants to be right. It's not, I admit when I'm wrong, I will. Actually, I want to be proven wrong. Like I want this. I want banter. I want discourse. Nobody's.
Like, sometimes the way that you sort of engage, it feels like
Help me out, girl.
you're like a college professor coming to argue with kindergartners, and of course kindergartners are stupid. But
Is that how I?
like no? I think you.
Maybe is that the Virgo?
Maybe I think you need to actually be in conversation like with people like myself who challenge you, and not just in a way where like they're just like blah blah blah.
Are you listening to my life? I'm telling you, I have been around every job, every city. That's what I'm telling you. I'm looking for people like you who I can actually have conversations with. It's not that I want to be right. It's just that if you're going to correct me, I need to really believe that you know what you're talking about. And nobody knows what they're talking about. So why would I let somebody who don't know what they're talking about tell me something? And then they say, you just got to find your tribe. Where the fuck are they?
Not in Texas.
Right.
Like I want to love Texas.
I'm over it. I did too. I wanted to love black people so bad too, and I love them, but I'm tired.
No,
I'm just,
But I think that's also like black people are human beings, so obviously we are subject to being ignorant, being arrogant, being terrible people. Like I don't think that.
Well, I'm only saying that from a space of living in a place that is majority black now. Mm-hmm. They say, be careful what you ask for. I wanted this so bad, and now I'm just like, when I say I'm tired of black people, I don't mean all black people. I'm tired of this atmosphere and the mindset and the stronghold. I believe there's a stronghold in this community. And, it's like how, and I'm not trying to sound like, oh, savior itis or whatever, but like, how do you help people who refuse the help? Like, I have a lot to offer and nobody wants to hear it. So why am I going to keep running around Dallas looking for jobs, looking for friend groups, looking for this? Like, I know what I'm capable of. I know so it's like, y'all can have it. And the other experience that I've experienced living and working around white people, the only real problem I had was defending black people. You get what I'm saying? The only friction I had in the white spaces was I was always defending black people. So if I just go back to white spaces and stop defending black people, sounds like I might just be happier. And that's a really sad thing for me.
Yeah.
But I have to accept the truth. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm tired of not.
I can't imagine that.
Which is why I resonate with Candace. She reminds me so much of me, and all the bullshit that people say at her. That's why I defend her so much, because that's the life I live. That's the perception I get. Misconstrued, this. And that's, if you actually sit down and listen to everything I'm saying, you're like, oh wow, that's the deal with Candace. All the stuff that people have said about there, you think me wouldn't have researched all that shit and be fucking with Candace if I thought that? I have looked up every single thing that people have claimed about her and said about her, what she said. It's none of it is true. I have not found, like this Charlie Kirk case, one piece of evidence that supports anything I've ever heard about Candace. It's actually the fucking opposite. It should be a Candace versus a Jasmine Crockett. It should be a Candace versus a Kamala Harris. But that is intentional. That's why the propaganda is to get you not to like people like Candace, because like we were just talking about, that gate. They're holding that gate up because they're the ones who are doing the opposite of what they say, and they're already waist deep. They've already sold their souls. They've already taken the money. They've already done the policies. They've already done the lying. So they're going to do their damnedest to make you hate people like that, because it's going to expose who they really are. But don't fret. I'm fine now because I stay in this house. Now I go skating. That's nice. Oh, you look so cute. That's just a good, like how you just tossed your hair right there, and you're giving. It's giving real cute, girl. Yeah, your face is so symmetrical.
No, I feel like the long hair really fades my face.
It does. It does. Yep. And that wave on the hair versus that short. Did we learn to like the wave?
What do you mean?
They're still a little crinkly. You wanted them super straight.
What they were before.
But I'm saying, but it's giving a little crinkle still versus just straight.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not even. I just think the way it was made was best.
I like it like that. Yeah.
This is more like wavy. That was more of like.
Well, yeah, I was just telling you not so straight. Yeah, that's good right there, like that. It suits you well. That color suits you well too.
I have warm undertones.
Yeah.
I'm a little like, Dad hates a blonde, but unfortunately, that's what warm blonde doesn't.
He hates a blonde.
He hates the blonde.
Oh, he hates you wearing the blonde hair. Oh.
Yeah,
oh. Well. Okay. I got you here for a couple of more months. I'm going to squeeze every little piece of juice out of you I can, and then I might fold myself up in your suitcase and go.
Where are we going?
Why can't, like...
You come, Johnny?
But you know what? Why can't we do a trip while you're here?
Yeah, that's shy. I'm going to just take that. Like, I know. I know you see me coming up with good every time. You're like... No, I don't. No. That's me. I will spend my last dollar on food. Money on food is well spent. Yeah.
Oh, I'm never mad at that. I'm like, when I see you order, I'm like, go girl. I love me some fancy food. I love me some good. It's part of my joy.
I've been able to cut out everything. Like, I think, like, there's a lot of stuff I realized that I can just, like, okay, I don't need this subscription. I don't need this, like, cause I love Chloe. Chloe has a retail therapy problem. I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand. So I'm like, that's how I'm about food, though. I'm like, a good meal, though?
Yes. A good meal is, like, it's a part of my mental health, my well-being. Yes. I will gladly, and then I want to put it on a pretty, like, I want it as pretty as possible, too. Like, I'd rather drink out of a glass. I'd rather eat off of a plate. But it's all mindful intention, because it puts me in a space of just ease.
When I was over at Nina's, we made oat milk. Like, we were making, like, this, like, like, washing up the oats, mixing up the oats together, making little, like, meals together. Everyone's like, that's what life is supposed to be like. Okay,
so now that you've learned, we need to get in the car tomorrow and go to the grocery store and get all the stuff so we can make it here.
Okay. I like making oat milk. I don't like the taste of oat milk. But I'm going to try it with more, like...
But I'm saying we need to go get us some supplies. Like, I probably need a new blender. I have one, but we need to get us a blender. Yes. Okay, so we need to get us racquetball. I mentioned it last night to my friends, and they said that we can play. There was 2 places that they named, and one of them was outdoors. I said, that one is eliminated. That one is absolutely eliminated. Eric is thinking about, he wants me to, I'm going to go out tomorrow. You can go with me. I'm going to go to a couple of pawn shops. I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for some microphones for my stuff, like the little small microphones or something like that. And I'm also looking for skates so I can practice, because skate night is my thing. And so I'm going to get me my own skates. And then I'm also looking for some used golf clubs for Eric.
He likes to golf?
Well, he's getting into it. His cousin is, and he went and played with him when we were in Houston. They loved your car, by the way. His cousin was like, whose car was this? I was like, mine. Eric was like, her daughter. So I was like, ugh. And then the guy across the street, with the Coopers himself, he came over to get Eric to help him move his barbecue pit off his truck. And he was like, did you have those California plates? He was like, who's visiting y'all with the cool car? And Eric's like, oh no, that is our daughter. She just got out of college. She's been to London. She has a master's degree. And I was like, he has this whole speech or whatever. But I was like, why does he think somebody's visiting? He's like, because her plates are California. I was like, oh, see, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, I have to register my car.
So we need to get him some golf clubs. But what I was going to say about the golf thing, catch tea. We get him the golf clubs. We can probably get him to get a membership at the country club. So tomorrow, if we go find the golf clubs, then we can look up the country clubs and we can go visit them. There's one here, and I guarantee you, he'll do it. And we can just see what they have to offer for us, honey. Doesn't that sound magnificent? I think we should do that tomorrow. What do you have on your schedule tomorrow?
Just email and working on application stuff and calling.
Okay, so I will probably be up around 9 o'clock.
Nice.
So country club, pawn shops and stuff. Let's do 11. Let's be ready by 11. That way we can grab a meal and just rip and run. But we're gonna check out. That would be divine if the country club.
I gotta drive.
I'll drive.
Yeah.
That would be divine if the country club had the racquetball.
They should though.
That's what I'm feeling like. We can just kill two birds with one stone. If the country club offers racquetball, then I'm gonna get on their phone and be like, "Zell me the money. You just got a membership, buddy, because I got your golf clubs, and then I can wear the cute little golf outfits." So it's a date tomorrow, 11 a.m. Don't make me come to your apartment and knock on the door. All right. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for joining the Life by Design podcast today. I was going to ask you anyway, but it just came so naturally. Thanks for sitting down and talking. We'll have to do this again more formally. I'm going to mic you up.
Lord.
It's a really good conversation, though. That's really good information. The BESS, Black Europe.
Yeah.
What's the
Summer school.
What's the Black Europe Summer School. We're going to get into that more. I think that is a really good conversation to have for people your age and ours. We need to start thinking more about the possibility. It starts even with the possibility, just bringing up the subject and putting it in people's consciousness that, hey, wait, it's possible we could leave. It's possible we could go to other countries. And you can give them the tea. And I guess you're going to give us the tea on Germany, too.
Yes.
All right, boo. Anything else? Off the record?
Them all it's just like, just like,